Hello and welcome to what I am starting to think of as the Saturday night by default streaming show here on Loresworn Gaming. Basically, I promised you guys a couple weeks ago that I was going to be streaming every week, and for the last couple weeks, it's ended up on a Saturday night where I haven't streamed yet, and I'm still going to hold myself to it, so Saturday night by default. Saturday nights, probably, if TJ procrastinates like he usually does every week on twitch.tv/LoreswornOrder. It's going to be kind of a chill stream tonight. You know, it's the real shit because I'm switching to the full screen webcam view here, but I had kind of a shitty week, to put it mildly. Not going to get into it too much because it does involve other people that I respect that would deserve to have a say in how this is or is not presented all over the internet. But you know, it was one of those weeks. It was kind of a tough one, and I think we're just gonna have kind of a chill stream. We'll probably start off with some Imperator. I might boot up Twitch things again if I really feel like it. I've actually been playing a little bit of Mordhau, which is a new multiplayer melee combat game. That's it's actually pretty fun. We might play a little bit of that. But we'll start off with a strategy. That's what most of you come here for. So we're gonna continue our Imperatoring as the Arverni, where we're looking. I think we were looking to conquer the Beturges next. Was our target? Let's see. So this is what I get for like not watching the previous episode before I record the new one. So let's see. I just wanted to look at the diplomacy map mode. So we're not allied with these guys anymore. I don't actually remember who we were planning on conquering next. Allobroges, maybe? That would actually be a tempting target. Yeah, let's see. Can we get a claim on them? Could get a claim on them. Let's do that. Let's go for that. Aggressive expansion is a little high, so I might wait a little bit longer. But oh yeah, and thanks again to Kevin MacLeod for the music. His rights-free music is available on incompetech.com, and we are very glad to be able to use his Celtic themed playlist for this series. We're not at war right now, are we? I updated to a new patch, so there might be some minor weirdness happening. But no, I think we had just finished a war at the end of the last episode, so let's go ahead and get our guys in position to conquer the Allobroges. Alright. Sequani, you want military access? Nah. I'd rather not. Oh, we also have high war exhaustion at the moment. So we could invoke the Devotio. Let's go ahead and do that. I think we've got military power to spare. That'll help us recover our manpower pool a little bit faster. We're gonna go up to speed 5 so that we can get to this next war quickly enough. Let's see. These guys want military access. That is fine. These guys want military access. I cannot wait to get the tooltip that tells you who they're fighting when they request military access, like we have in EU4. Very much looking forward to that. We'll free some slaves. I'm feeling into that liberating mood. I feel like freeing some slaves is an appropriate use of our time right now. Everyone wants military access. I'm just gonna auto-accept. At this point, I really can't be bothered to strategically accept or decline military access on an individual basis. Mecha Reaper says that the patch turned his republic into a monarchy and he was really confused until he read the part. Is it not compatible? Is it not supposed to be compatible with We're still a tribe, right? Yeah, we're still a tribe. So, I don't know. There might be some weirdness. If there's too much weirdness, we'll just play something else, honestly. Yeah, I hadn't read that this patch was supposed to be incompatible with old saves. Sure, why not? Let's just let everyone march through all of our lands at their leisure. Nothing bad could possibly come of that. Says the guy who actively argues against borders in real life. Sure, you guys can use our lands. It's fine. I didn't mean to send 2 stacks to the same province, but apparently I did. Of course, they're being attacked by the Soluvians now. Alright. Let's conquer the Allobroges. All of their allies would join in. Oh, that's right. We got to a... I remember... it's all coming back to me. We got to a level where... we don't have any valid allies because we're too big. Now I'm remembering all of this. I need to, like, just leave myself notes at the end of the previous session. Hey, Mark Medina from IGN is here. Not much. What is up with you, my dude? Thank you for dropping by. Thanks for breaking my cow lamp. That's a Homestar reference. He did not actually break any of my furniture. Yeah, so we had figured out that all of our future wars are going to be unilateral, which I think I was planning to ameliorate by expanding our council. Yeah, because that'll give us an additional clan army. There we go. So the Diviki, who are, again, very important family in the context of the Gaulish Wars, at least according to the Roman perspective. But they probably were. That was probably legit. I don't think there was any reason to embellish on that front. Sure. Okay. Yep. Nobody needs our military access anymore. Mark's gonna check in with his wife about understanding the Homestar reference. Wait, what? Did we just have a rebellion? Apparently we just had a Civil War fire, which is the other thing that was happening at the end of the last episode that I apparently forgot about. But it looks like we're gonna be okay. Yeah, this looks like this is gonna be a pleb tier Civil War. Okay. So I maybe should pay attention to these pop-ups. Do we have another Civil War happening? We have 2 Arvernian revolts. Alright. We're gonna go down to speed 3. And we're gonna try to mitigate this. Cool, okay, yep, great. So our government bonus is changing day by day based on how badly the Civil War is going. Or our government rank, rather. Let's see if these guys are enough to take Bibrakte back. If not, we might have to send some additional troops up that way. So it looks like our High Priest, our Elder, our War Chief, and our Magistrate were all traitors. So we're going to have to replace them. Probably starting with the Elder. 15 corruption for 9 skill versus 0 corruption for 6 skill. I'm willing to tolerate some corruption there. That guy is just amazeballs all across the board. 2 corruption is fine for +3 skill. And I'll go with the less corrupt guy for once for this one. And we need a religious researcher. Sure. Apparently we have an unused trade route in our capital. I did review this game for IGN. You can read my review on a website called IGN.com that you might have heard of. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's not that big. I'm hoping that it will get bigger, you know, as more people find out about it. But there's some quality content on there. It's yeah. I think it's going places. Like, I don't want to get too presumptuous, but I think maybe it's gonna be a web page to keep an eye on. You know, as time goes on. Anyway, Oh, we apparently have another free clan retinue here now because one of the clans rebelled. So another clan got promoted to their former spot. Mark says just a small blog at the moment. Yeah, it's kind of indie. It's kind of underground. It's cool that way. Always have someone flogged when you can is sort of my governing philosophy in Imperator. And these guys have now bled enough to attrition that they are no longer effectively sieging the province, so we'll send them some reinforcements. Redonia is almost a Witcher reference. We will let them into our lands, that's fine. Maps and chaps. Hi Leif, how's it going? Yeah, we've got quite a little cadre of games journalism professionals. Or wait, no, I forgot. Nobody calls themselves that apparently. Not one single person refers to themselves or thinks of themselves as a games journalist. It's just a well-known fact. That's a reference that's probably too obscure for most people who will watch this, but games journalism Twitter knows what I'm talking about. Mecha Reaper thinks IGN should branch out and do some food reviews. Do either Leif and Mark, do either of you happen to know, have we ever done food reviews on IGN? It seems kind of weird that in the entire history of the site that would have never been attempted. I feel like at some point that probably happened, if only for a joke. Let's see. So let's say this is one of our stronger armies. I think we can win even with the numbers disparity, but let's see. They're inflicting disproportionate casualties, so I might be extremely wrong on that front. Let's actually retreat. Yeah, let's actually get out of there. That battle doesn't look like it's gonna go well. So we're gonna fight this the way that we fought the last war. We're gonna consolidate our forces. We're not gonna try to bite off more than we can chew and go whole hog on multiple fronts at once. Oh yeah, the civil war that was gonna happen is literally me at the beginning of this episode. The sacking of Luke. It's our city, so we're obviously not gonna sack it aggressively. Literally our city. Let's see. Checking in on chat. So there's apparently a time Brian and Max shoved a pie in their face. Leif covered people streaming eating for Motherboard. There's also a time that they strapped pizza to Sean Pitts for National Pizza Day. But was it a review? Like, did you review the pizza you strapped to him? I don't think we can claim to be a serious food criticism site unless we've actually criticized food. Like, it's not enough to just be food adjacent, you guys. Like, let's get real here. Valor gains another rebellion? Yes. There are many rebellions taking place here. Leif has written about cooking in games. That's close. I think that's close because you're evaluating the process of making food within a digital alternate world. So that is kind of a food review. I think we can count that one. Some people want to trade with us. Some people want to use our spacious footpaths. It's actually in Caesar's commentary too. He talked all about the spacious footpaths in Gaul. They had bird feeders. It was great. All right. So, That turned out to be a troublesome rebellion, while not necessarily a dire one, which is kind of what I find most rebellions in Imperator to be at this point. They're troubling, but they're not like an existential threat, which I hope is something that can be improved upon with time, as with many aspects of Imperator. I was describing it on Reddit earlier in the discussion about how the Steam reviews are now mostly negative. Like, I think it is a great game. It's just a great game with a lot of room for improvement. And I think the concerns people have raised about it are valid. They just did not bother me as much as they bothered some people, which is where a lot of my discussions about whether or not it's acceptable to like a game with people on the internet go. It's like, no, I think what you're saying is a flaw. I think it's valid of you to point out that flaw. I just was not nearly as bothered by it as you were. It's kind of what it comes down to sometimes. Taxing the druids. No, we're not going to tax the druids. Aren't they taxed enough already? So Valor Gain's referring to the whole mana thing. I personally think that's kind of blown a little bit out of proportion. Like, if I'm being perfectly honest, I know some people absolutely hate any mana system in a strategy game, and I just plainly don't necessarily agree with that. I think that there has to be abstraction somewhere, and I think what mana abstracts in terms of if you read the original design documents for EU4, or the original dev diaries for EU4, what it's supposed to model, and you can kind of debate whether this is valid for the classical era as much as it is for the early modern era, but they looked through and they thought about, okay, what was it that, oh, we've got barbarians, oh, well, we're gonna have to go deal with that. Oh, they're going to bother someone else. Alright, we'll go deal with that in a little bit. What they're actually trying to abstract is they're like, okay, what actually, other than money, determined the fortunes of a country in the early modern world? And the solution that they settled on for EU4, and what they've kind of continued forth with, like, Imperator, and to a lesser extent some of the other grand strategy games, is that it had a lot to do with, as Dan Carlin would put it, what kind of roll you got on the ruler dice, which in EU4, you know, there are literally ruler dice. Like, when a country had a good, useful, like, effective king, they were doing pretty well. When they had a bad, you know, incompetent or corrupt king, they didn't do very well. And there are criticisms of that analysis to make, for sure, especially as someone who is very much into social history and popular history. The idea that, like, the king is the most important thing in your society is something that I definitely raise an eyebrow at. But I think as far as what they're trying to abstract with it, I'm not entirely sure how you would do it a lot different from how they've chosen to previously. I'm gonna get chat pulled up on my phone just so I don't have to keep doing this thing every time I want to read chat. Valor Gain says, "How dare you have a measured response? Have you not been on the internet before?" Apparently not. Yeah, and Imperator does have this problem where it's like, okay, I've got PowerPoints sitting around. What am I going to do with it? I'm already at 3 stability. I already have a blessing going. I could convert some pops, which this is actually my least favorite part of Imperator right now. Except that all of my pops already follow my religion, so there's not much to it. We're definitely going to pay for centralization anytime we get that chance. And let's go... Do we have another revolt down here? Apparently so. Apparently so. Alright, we're going to go fix up the damage the barbarians did, and then we're going to keep marching south. Yeah, I think that like stuff like user reviews tends to create this feedback loop that amplifies negativity. And I said all of this in a Reddit post that based on how many upvotes it got, like it kind of gives away the game that like most people are just kind of fine like with Imperator right now. It's just you're not necessarily hearing from them. Oh shit! Leif actually found an actual IGN food review. Taste testing Doritos flavored Mountain Dew. Barnes reported that the Doritos flavored drink actually did taste like the popular chips, but said the rainbow sherbet tasted like medicine. Yeah, so that's apparently, unfortunately, it was Mountain Dew and Doritos, which is a meme in and of itself. We have a new chieftain, by the way, Coreus Ambonus of the Ambonii. Yeah, so what I was kind of getting at is it kind of gives away the game that yeah, the most vocal people aren't necessarily representative of the greatest number of people. Well, it may be from a news article, but I think that still counts as a review. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. Titles unassigned. But yeah, I think Imperator definitely has a long way to go. I do think it's a fun game if you pick it up and play it today, as well. So let's see. Why is this giving us poor odds? Oh, because we have no commander of our army. That'd do it. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna totally gank this stack that he forgot to put a commander on, and then I put a commander on, and they're like, just kidding. We were just kidding. We don't want to fight. We had no intention of fighting you. That's not, it's not what we're about. So, I was making a point at some point in the past about how user reviews, you know, to put it bluntly, can kind of turn into a circle jerk. People like to jump in and get mad about things that other people are mad about. I think it kind of creates a feedback loop. I think there are a lot of negative reviews of Imperator that make very good points. So I will say that. Even things that I would not have even necessarily thought to mention in my own review, because I am just one person. Yeah, so it's I'm always going to be wary of user reviews for that reason. I would rather, I mean, whether this for you as a journalist, whether it's a YouTuber, whether it's a friend, what I always tell people is find somebody who has credibility to you. It doesn't necessarily need to be credibility that was like bestowed upon them by, you know, who like their pedigree or their brand or whatever. But somebody that you know has your same general tastes and will you know, you generally agree with them, and ask that person what they think about a game to decide if it's going to be for you, or you know, read their review, watch their video, whatever the case may be, because there's not actually one correct answer. There's lots of answers that are equally valid for different people who like different things for different reasons. So that's my little spiel about games criticism and user reviews for the night. Let's see. Mecha Reaper says, I'm having fun with it. That's all I really care about. On the other end of the spectrum, there are plenty of games people think are great that I think are just incredibly boring, which is also true for me. There are huge mega hit games that I will just never understand why so many people see the appeal in them. Leif says, only place where you trust user reviews is Amazon or Best Buy. I'm curious why you trust their user reviews more than other places. As we wrap up this massive civil war here, where everybody decided they wanted a bite out of the success pie that we have started to build for ourselves here in central Gaul. All right. By the way, is the end of that Waypoint thing still going? Because I don't know if anyone's been watching the Waypoint charity stream, but I did want to shout them out if they're still running strong. They're raising money for the Trans Lifeline charity, which I think is a fantastic charity, including 3MA head honcho Rob Zachney and some other friends of the order. Actually, I think the actual like Waypoint editors, their portion of it was yesterday, and this today has been more run by the community team, but it's still been a lot of fun to watch that. All right, you're almost out of the Civil War quagmire here. And I had the game paused. That's if there was a TJ Plays Grand Strategy Games drinking game, one of the rules would be you have to, if TJ has the game paused and does not realize it, you have to keep drinking until he realizes that the game was paused. Which would be a dangerous proposition. We should win this, I think. We have a slight terrain disadvantage, but we're evenly matched in terms of other factors. Let's see. Oh, Leif's saying mostly for products, Amazon reviews are useful. I can see that too. Like if it's something physical you're buying and like part of it is just crappy, yeah, that makes sense. Sure, yeah, we'll trade with you. Looks like we can call down another Omen. Maybe should have gone with Tyrannus, because we were probably going to go to war again immediately after this. Once we recover a little bit of manpower. Alright, at long last, the brutal struggle within our own nation has come to a close. So this is the Vodensi, so that's the family of that one badass general we had. So this is like his brother, nephew, or son or something, who, as we can see by his stats, was also a great warrior, but was not a talented administrator at all, which is maybe why he lost the Civil War. Adminius Vodensus lies demoralized and broken, awaiting our judgment. You can let the soldiers live. Yeah, that obviously seems like a better bet, because we do need that manpower. Alright, you just lost the Civil War. How about you come help us conquer the Allobroges? I think have gotten slightly bigger since the last time we were planning to conquer them. Duel of the Chieftains. Okay, so this guy has a loyalty of 63, popularity of 49. This guy has a loyalty of 70 and a popularity of 11. Yeah, we'll let him have a duel for honor. Why not? Okay, cool. So, Comios won the duel for honor. Let's see, just keeping an eye on the time here, because I've only got about 2 hours. We'll do the war with the Allobroges, and then I think we might switch gears. I think we might play something else. I do want to get some grand strategy in on every stream, but I don't necessarily want this to be just a grand strategy channel. There's a lot of other stuff I'd like to try out as well. Oh, I missed the message earlier that Valorgain said he totally agrees with me on pop conversions being the worst part of the game currently. I would be shocked if they don't already have some plans on a whiteboard somewhere on how to redo that. It seems like the kind of mechanic that was just kind of added in as a placeholder, probably. So I ran a Twitter poll, actually, on what you guys would like to see other than Grand Strategy on the channel. And for at least those of you who follow me on Twitter, the overwhelmingly most popular answer was classic CRPGs. So we might end up doing like some KOTOR, some Dragon Age, some Bloodlines, that kind of stuff. It's very much my type of shit. So that's definitely something I would be interested in doing in the future. Okay. Still got some weirdness with the clan retinues that I'm hoping that they're going to clear up. Our budget kind of keeps bouncing around, but I mean, we've got enough of a treasury saved up right now that I'm not super concerned about that. Let's also check in on our form Gaul. Newfound tribesmen. After certain disagreements internally in Biturgia, or Biturigia, I've been saying that wrong. It's Biturigia, not Biturgia. A group of tribesmen have left Nogiomagus and are looking for a home here in Vicus Masava. Though they are somewhat different to our own people, they would surely integrate into our society quickly enough. Yeah, absolutely. We will take in tribesmen. So the Allobroges do have a province that we need to form Gaul. They also get us closer to Turinia, which is another province that we need to form Gaul. So this will be a good use of our time. Okay. Unfriendly neighbors. Alright, well, that was expected. Who should lead the charge, though? Definitely not this guy. The leader of the Diviki is not a great warrior. It looks like our best general is actually this guy. He's the leader of Clan Maguni. So we'll send him with the first wave. Just out of curiosity, is there anyone else that could potentially be our ally that is in range at this point? Celticia. They're way down there. Tartessia is way down there. Bletonesia, possibly. What about just in our same region? Menapia? I wonder if they want to be friends. Let's at least start improving our relations with them. We'll send them a gift as well. I just realized I've been on speed 3 this whole time. It seems like it's taken a long time for everybody to get where they're going. That's okay. It's a chill stream. The point is just to chill. All right. They have an even larger alliance now. Most of these guys are small, though. I think we can pull this off. All right. Let's assess the terrain a little bit. So, their capital does not have a fort. It's Vienna, which is not the Vienna that we European history nerds normally think of, at least in terms of more recent European history. It's not Vienna, Austria. It's another different Vienna that actually has a very interesting mythical founding story to it. It was Vienna or Viana, I believe was, if I'm remembering correctly, she was this girl that would dance through the fields, and then she got like swallowed up by the earth or something as a sacrifice, and that was they decided to found the city there in honor of her or something like that. I'd have to reread that whole thing, but it's a one of the older Gaulish myths that we're aware of, which is kind of cool. So let's see. Valor Gain's excited for Dragon Age Origins. Shame they never made any sequels. Yeah, I'm equally bummed that there were never any sequels to Dragon Age Origins. It seems like that would have just been a no-brainer to make a sequel to Dragon Age Origins, and they never did it for some reason, which is super weird. You know, that solo standalone game. Cool. Half their army decided not to attack us, which is going to doom them to being destroyed. We're going to go on speed 4. So these guys are marching north after these guys. I think what we're going to do is follow around behind them with this army right here. Okay, they're wise. They got wise to that. So we might just have to go crush them with the whole might of our better army. And we'll try to push south here a little bit. Okay, make sure they're committed to giving battle, and then we'll send in reinforcements. As we always do. Mecha Reaper, yes, I am playing Mordhau. It is not just Chivalry Plus. The combat system is actually quite a bit different. I actually think it has a higher skill cap than Chivalry. I'm not a huge fan of how archery works so far, but I've been having a good deal of fun with it. Mighty Oddity, yes, Inquisition did get positive reviews. That does not actually make it a good game, though. We'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and say it because someone had to. Okay. Oh, they beat us. Well, I need to be paying a little more attention then, I guess. I thought those guys would be fine because they. Oh well, they were probably taking a terrain penalty from. We'll take it. All right. We had what. I feel like is possibly that wasn't a white piece, right? It's just it hasn't cleared the map yet. Okay, so they just offered us full annexation when we were kind of evenly matched. So we've grown Arvernia again into the land of all the Allobroges. We have conquered another province that we need for Gaul. So we have 2 now. Including Geneva, which is on Lake Geneva, so we're back in the neighborhood of where our Helvetii campaign was taking place, I believe. And I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put a pin in Imperator there for now. Catch up on chat real quick while I'm saving my game. Tried to turn the game into Skyrim, talking about Dragon Age Inquisition. Yeah, to some degree. Except they didn't really do the best. They didn't really do the best job playing to the strengths of the Dragon Age series. That's what I'll say about that one.